Deserve that moment. Can't do nothing about it. Can't catch no more damn passes. Can't run no more routes. It's there. What upsets me more is when they say you don't deserve it, they talk negative about you. There's nothing negative about my career in the NFL. Nothing. How could you say negative things about it? That's what upsets me more. You put your hands in your fate in the hands of people, and you trust them to do it right. And I'm not saying those guys that got it, God bless them, they deserve it, each and every one of them. But man, it hurts. They broke my heart. They broke my heart. And they did it like this. They strung it out like this. I'm sorry. I played the game, did everything right, represented the Cowboys in every way possible. Never brought shame, nothing to the name of the Dallas Cowboys. Played in 7 championship games, captain. Take me out of the equation. See how many games they win. I know at least 4 they're going to lose. I said it happened now because it's God's time. God said, now's your time. And God has another plan for me. This is not what he wanted for me. Maybe he's testing me. But I'll do it the right way. He knows that. So I'm just glad everybody's here to be part of it. And just disappointed, discouraged, disappointed. But it's real. This life. Life is real. We don't get everything we want. But that don't mean we have to give up. Okay? That's the message. Keep fighting and keep churning. And when God says it's the right time, it'll be the right time. But God, I'm 69. Understand that. Okay.
Sports news. Another Dallas Cowboys headed to Ken. That's the good news. Cliff Harris joins Jimmy Johnson in the Pro Football Hall of Fame Centennial class. Joe Trahan joining me now. Joe, man, a big day for one Cowboy, but not so good for another man. And this was really sad today.
Yeah, this should have been an incredible day, Tashara, for all of Cowboys Nations and for a couple of legends. But the Hall of Fame has a problem. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's celebrate. Cliff Harris becomes part of the NFL Centennial class that also includes former Cowboys head coach Jimmy Johnson. Harris, undrafted out of tiny Ouachita Baptist in Arkansas, joined his rightful place among the NFL's elite.
My gosh, I don't know what to say. That's just unbelievable.
He also had an awesome nickname, Captain Crash, always willing to give up his body to make a tackle. He was so good in the postseason, making those crucial interceptions. Cliff Harris, the 19th Cowboy, elected to the Hall of Fame.
He went to 5 Super Bowls, so just incredible. It's been a great life, and I'm so thankful for the NFL Hall of Fame.
And while that Cowboys legend did make it, another was snubbed. Been talking about it all day. J.D. Miles is joining us live from the Star in Frisco, where fans are sounding off about the announcement today. And candidly, a lot of people just cannot believe it.
Doug, the original 88 Drew Pearson got no love from the Hall of Fame again. If you idolized him during his career like I did, it's disappointing. But for the former Cowboy, it was devastating.
They broke my heart. They broke my heart. And they did it like this.
Heartache on Drew Pearson's face and in his voice after he endured hearing the 15 names of new members of the NFL Hall of Fame. His wasn't one of them.
We thought we were going to have a good moment. We deserved that moment. Can't do nothing about it. Can't catch no more damn passes. Can't run no more routes.
Adding to the agony was the crowd of reporters and supporters who were surrounding Pearson, expecting a different outcome.
It's when they say you don't deserve it, they talk negative about you. There's nothing negative about my career in the NFL. Nothing.
Today at the Star in Frisco, fans came to the defense of Pearson, who is the only member of the NFL's 1970s All-Decade team not in the Hall of Fame.
Remember the Hail Mary, wonderful catches on the sideline with the two toes in, just fantastic. Everybody knows the original 88.
This was supposed to be the year Canton, Ohio finally welcomed the 69-year-old who retired in 1983. That's because the NFL expanded the list of inductees to coincide with the league's 100th anniversary. Fans still have faith that the recipient of the first ever Hail Mary pass will one day be enshrined.
I would hope so. I think he deserves the respect. I mean, what a great player.
Here's a reminder of that Hail Mary, which got its name because Roger Staubach said a prayer before he threw it. Pearson is in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, as we know, and he'll be eligible for the Hall of Fame next year. Hopefully, that's when he'll hear his name called. Live in Frisco, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.
And J.D., as a guy like you who has watched and wondered for so many years why he's not in there, you know, the back of your mind, you just got to wonder, is there some kind of beef somewhere that nobody knows about? We don't know the answer to that, obviously, but we can only hope and pray, man, because when you put his resume up against many others who are in, man needs to be in there.
Right.
Yeah.
It stacks up.
Super job. You are one game away from the Super Bowl.
The Dallas Cowboys list of Hall of Famers has already grown by one this week.
Into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Cowboys legendary head coach Jimmy Johnson, the architect of the teams that won Super Bowls in the early 90s, selected for enshrinement as part of the 2020 Centennial Slate, a special class of Hall of Famers to commemorate 100 years of NFL football.
This is so special to me because when you put in the work that we put in, it's nice to know people appreciate it.
But that list has 3 more chances to grow come Wednesday morning. 10 players from this list of 20 senior players will be Canton bound, and 3 contributors from this list will go in as well. Cliff Harris, Cowboys safety from the 1970s, and Drew Pearson, the Cowboys' original number 88, a wide receiver, are the only 2 players from the NFL's 70s All-Decade team not to be enshrined in Canton. There's a decent chance that changes on Wednesday. Jimmy makes 26 Cowboys in the Hall of Fame, but without one man, none of the Cowboys legends may have played here in Dallas. Clint Murkison founded the organization in 1960, and he may go in as a contributor.
How about them Cowboys?
In total, 20 new Hall of Famers will be enshrined this year, 5 from the modern era, 3 contributors, and 2 coaches. They go in August, and the 10 players from the Centennial Slate will go into the Hall in a special ceremony in September. And there may be a decent number of Cowboys amongst the 20. In Dallas, I'm Mike Leslie.
Now, I know every team, every fan of every team thinks, their guy should be the one. But if you don't put Drew Pearson in the Hall of Fame, you've always left a hole there. Yeah. And without question, Cliff Harris should be right there with him.
Totally agree. I used to idolize Drew Pearson.
Oh, I still idolize Drew Pearson.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Those were good years. We'll be back.
Congrats to Cliff, just a wonderful player and an even better man. And now to the Hall of Fame's perplexing problem. Look, I get it. There are NFL fans feeling snubbed all across the country today, but none of those other players that got snubbed on this day can make a case like Drew Pearson. The NFL names an all-decade team every 10 years. It's an incredibly select group. And get this. In the modern era, that's since 1960, every single first-team player on an all-decade team is in the Hall of Fame, except for one player now, all but one, Drew Pearson. So his reaction to this glaring omission is completely understandable.
It was a day that began with such promise.
Whoa, you get that?
Such hope.
I feel like a little better about it might happen. I also feel that if it doesn't happen now, when will it happen?
Drew Pearson gathered his family and friends at his home, hoping to celebrate going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And one day you'll be able to tell your kids, my grandpa was in the Hall of Fame.
But as the names were listed off,
4 more,
and his wasn't called,
just want to be a Hall of Fame dad.
You all got that covered.
Reality began to set in.
Oh, God, didn't get it.
Pearson had to walk away and was consoled by his family.
We deserved that moment. Can't do nothing about it. Can't catch no more damn passes. Can't run no more routes. It's there. What upsets me more is when they say you don't deserve it, they talk negative about you. There's nothing negative about my career. And I'm not saying those guys that got it, God bless them, they deserve it, each and every one of them. But man, it hurts. They broke my heart. They broke my heart. And they did it like this. They strung it out like this.
Amid the disappointment, Pearson maintained some perspective and even a sense of humor.
God has another plan for me. This is not what he wanted for me. Maybe he's testing me. When God says it's the right time, it'll be the right time. But God, I'm 69. Understand that. Okay.
In Dallas, I'm Mike Leslie.
Understand that. I ain't getting no younger.
On the season's final Sunday in St. Louis, Dallas claimed the title outright. It was a day for the young as rookie Drew Pearson, number 88, put on a one-man show. Pearson caught 5 passes for 140 yards and scored his first 2 touchdowns of 1973. Dallas had clawed its way back to the top and entered the playoffs for a record-breaking 8th straight year. Second-year receivers afforded the Cowboys the most versatile and explosive passing attack in their history. 2 years ago, a free agent quarterback turned receiver named Drew Pearson was given little chance to succeed. In 1973, because of injuries, Pearson was force-fed with X's and O's and became a starter. In 1974, he was no longer just a starter, but a star. Pearson reminds one of Raymond Berry. Like the former Baltimore Colt receiver, he displays flawless technique and the ability to be alone when the ball arrives. What separates Pearson from Berry is what happens after the ball arrives. For no NFC receiver covered more yards than this All-Pro in 1974.
Tune in. Well, it's all back down to a minute and 51 seconds, Gary, and I see what they're made out of, whether they can go the distance on, because they sure have to have the touchdown and not a field goal. Pearson and Young in the running backfield. They're going to the shotgun. In motion, Charles Young. Far back, complete to Drew Pearson. Now, Pearson, as we mentioned, they haven't thrown to him much today, but he's very close to that first down and stops the clock with 1:45. It's an excellent throw. Let's take a look at it from the ground level camera behind the quarterback. He throws it over top of the linebacker. Pearson coming back, making the catch. Threw that one right over McNeil. Stepped out of bounds, stopped the clock at 1:45. That's what they got to do. The Minnesota Vikings are going to give Brown a little bit, but they're not going to give too much. Short the 24-yard line. They're a yard short of the first down. 2nd and 1. And a fine defensive effort that time by Bobby Bryant. He reached in on Golden Richards at the 39-yard line. Bobby Bryant seen some excellent defensive play by those quarterbacks on both sides. Renfro, Bobby Bryant. And that brings up a 3rd down and a yard.
Well, he's got to come up with a first down right here in order to maintain control. He's still got 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, and he has 2 more timeouts left in the ball game, so he's not in too bad of trouble, but he's got to get that first down, Gary. So I would think that he'd probably come up with maybe a little bit of a run or something here.
1 minute 40 left. 3rd down, a yard. Fly back again. Got protection. Complete to Golden Richards, and Richards has the first down across the 30 to the 31. Bobby Bryant made the stop. Got to give credit to that offensive line. That's Drew Pearson instead of made the catch, his 2nd catch. That offensive line kept scrambling for him.
I'll tell you what, the Staubach must have been a pretty good baseball player, because he'd been picked 2, 3 of them up off the ground there from John Fitzgerald. That was another low pass. And there's
another one. I don't believe it.
Now, you just can't, man, this is the crucial part of the ball game. You can't be doing stuff like that.
You know, 24, a loss, and the clock with 1:06 now.
Now you come up, it's 2nd down and 15 yards to go for the first down. You can't have those things happen to you.
Tom Landry trying to have him hurry up because that clock is going. 1 minute now remaining in the game. First down, 17. He's hit as he threw that one. Roger went down at the 14-yard line. I think I said 1st and 17. It was 2nd and 17. Now it's 3rd and 17, just short of the 25-yard line. We've had a dandy of a game here today. 52 seconds left in it. I want to thank our spotter, Bob Brennan, and also our statistician, Jim Palm, for their expert help on this broadcast. 3rd down, 17. Trying to go up for the ball at the 50-yard line was Gene Puget, and it comes to a 4th down. Boy, I tell you, Roger got to be a tired man after this game.
Let's take a look at it right here. He's got some pretty good pressure on him. Charlie Young, number 30, back in there trying to block. There's Blaine Nye blocking on 69. Sutherland, who's been a thorn in Roger's side all day, had a hold of him right there. He gets back to the outside. Alan Page, 88, still in pursuit. And he just overthrows the man downfield. It's all on this play right here. The whole season. 44 seconds to go. 4th down, 17 yards to go for the first down.
We have a change at center now. Kyle Davis has come in, the rookie from Oklahoma. Fitzgerald is out of there. 4th down, 17. Roger going down here. Drew Pearson. And did he make the catch? He did. He made the catch.
What a catch that was, because Nate Wright was all over it. Let's take a look at it here. Rogers back to throw and gets some pretty good pressure right there by Alan Page. There's the throw. Let's take a look at it, Gary, real close. There you see him. He made the catch, and the man was knocked out. Good call by the official. 25-yard reception. 37 seconds left. 1st and 10, and they have to score 7 points.
There was no tomorrow on that play. It was 4th and 17, and he was able to convert it. Out the midfield stripe. Here's the story. 37 seconds left. The Cowboys trail 14 to 10. Preston Pearson. Pearson can't hang on.
Take a look at it, see if Preston Pearson doesn't slip over on that left-hand side. There's Roger looking around, finally looking for Preston Pearson. Yep, you can't tell whether he slipped or not. It's got a little bit late. There's another shot of it right here. Let's see what happens. Pearson just kind of sneaks out to the left side. There's the delivery. Ball was just a little bit too far in front of him.
So now we go to a 2nd and 10. 32 seconds left. He is going for broke. Drew Pearson. He got it. Touchdown. I
I didn't know they had it for a while. I thought the ball bounced. I don't believe it. He just threw the ball over the scoreboard. I don't believe it. The ball was thrown short, and the defender was not watching, and Pearson came back to make the catch for him.
He caught that ball on his hip, it looked like, John. Well, I'm sure we'll have it.
Full catch. I tell you, it was a much better catch than it was a throw. Let's take a look at it here, Gary. Fine protection. Right, he just winds up and lets it loose. Now let's watch the play by Pearson here. He's very well covered at this point. Looked like almost an interception. You see him coming back right there to make the catch. Nate Wright falls down, and Pearson just kind of backs into the end zone right there, and Paul Krause has to jump over top of Wright. 88 number, Drew Pearson for the touchdown. There's another look at it right here. Great catch. Nate Wright overran the play. Pearson made the catch. In for the touchdown.
Boy, what a play that was.
What a ball game, huh?
Now 16-14, a point after 10. Tony Fritsch. Now we've got a penalty coming up against the Minnesota Vikings here. Is kicking off from the 50-yard line is going to be Tony Fritsch.
Well, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct call wherever it was. I don't know what it was on, though.
No call from the official there. Vikings would be lucky to get a run back on this one. Tony Fritsch from the 50-yard line. 24 seconds left. The Cowboys trying to pull a major upset. They lead 17-14. Bailing out is McClanahan. 15. Is he going to get out of bounds? He's not. He'll be stopped at the 12-yard line by Benny Barnes, and 18 seconds now left. Fran Tarkenton really has a Herculean task ahead of him. I think everybody here is just stunned by that Drew Pearson catch. We couldn't see the ball for a while, then he so nonchalantly took it into the end zone after he caught it.
I'm sure that they'll probably be saying that he pushed him and everything else, but you know, that's the way it goes, and the guys will have to be looking, probably sending films to the commissioner this week on something like that, Gary, because it is just completely amazing that they've been able to do that.
Fran Tarkenton has 18 seconds. There's not much time. And back there is too tall Jones. He got him at the 1, almost got a safety. Jones drops him at the 1-yard line with 14 seconds. Timeout called by the Minnesota Vikings. They'll have 2 remaining. Jones really got through in a hurry on that play. That's the 3rd sack by the Dallas Cowboys. There's Tarkenton. What's he upset about?
Well, Francis doesn't like anything about it. He's upset. They've had a tremendous season, and it all comes down to 2 big plays. Big call down here by the official on the 4th and 17, and then on a touchdown. And I'm sure he doesn't like it. You can see that great season they've had going right down the drain, and they're throwing all kind of stuff out in that field now. The official got hit right in the head.
Oh boy!
The official got hit right in the head by something out there,
boy.
And he's down.
That is tragic.
That is terrible. There's no need for any kind of that stuff at all. No room in this country for that kind of behavior.
Boy, John, that just makes you sick, doesn't it? 14 seconds left. The crowd reacting. And Alan Page is going into the dressing room. Alan Page has gone into the dressing room. He's running down below us, going into the dugout. Carl Eller. Well, you know, last week they had an incident in Buffalo with the snowballs, and I don't know what the story is. I guess Page figures he's not going to play anymore with 14 seconds. Carl Eller very slowly coming on. I'm not sure what official that is, John. We'd have to check it out. But 14 seconds left. It looked like a pop bottle. It actually struck the man at the 6-yard line. Well, it's been a tremendous game. Both teams have played like champions, and then to have something like this happen really detracts from it. But Fran now still discussing. I don't know what Fran is arguing about. I really don't.
Well, I'm sure he's talking about that last play was the only thing. You know, this is ridiculous for these things, for the fans to do type of things like they're doing. You know, you would think the way they're acting, you're down in Argentina where they stab the soccer players and everything else, or wherever part of the country that they react like that. There's just no kind of place in this country for the kind of the fan reaction like this, Gary. People who love the game and love to see it played, you know, you've got to accept things every now and then that are
distasteful, and these are one of these things after a fine season like they've had, to go down to the last 14 seconds and almost have an impossible task at hand.
Well, there's the gentleman getting up.
Well, that's a pretty good reaction from the fans. They're happy to see him get up, and just kind of a funny situation to have happen. They looked like he'd taken him to the dressing room, too. Number 23 of the official, Armin Terzian. Field judge.
Yes, sir, the field judge, Armin Terzian, is the man shaken up. Well, Bud Grant, with 14 seconds, it's just going to be a miracle for them to pull it out. They're at the 1-yard line now, 2nd and 24.
I would imagine Bud Grant is going to say a few things about it. He might get another $500 fine from the commissioner.
But now, Grant targeted at his own goal line. Complete to Foreman. Foreman, 5, 10. He is out to the 14-yard line, and with 7 seconds, the Vikings will ask for their second timeout. Harvey Martin making the stop. They get a little maneuvering room, but they're still 10 yards away from a first down. They have to make it to the 25. 17-14. The Cowboys, the surprise team in the NFC, pulling a major upset if they hang on here with 7 seconds left. Tom Landry. Boy, what a great comeback by his football team.
Well, they came back with 2 big plays. There he is talking to his defensive captain over there, who's telling him just kind of stay back, stay deep, don't let him score the touchdown.
Yeah, Tom Landry, the only coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, you have to give credit to their outstanding organization. Gil Brandt, the scouting, Tex Schramm, with Murchison. They've got something to be proud of. People talking about them being better next year and the year after this young team. 3rd down 10. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, and that's going to be the game. Brad Tarkenton goes down inside the 5 as Harvey Martin and Ed Jones are there. So the Dallas Cowboys move in to the championship game of the NFC.